In this video, we're going to be looking at the Chemistry Separate Science Booklet and the answers to pages 75 and 78. We'll start with page 75. Our first question gives us the reaction between iron oxide and carbon to produce iron. We need to explain why iron can be produced by reacting iron oxide with carbon. This reaction takes place because carbon is more reactive than iron. The carbon can therefore displace the iron from the iron oxide, which leaves us with carbon dioxide and the required iron. In question 2, we need to calculate the percentage atom economy for the production of iron, giving our answer to 1 decimal place. To do this, we firstly need to calculate the total mass of all of the reactants. For the iron oxide, it's 2 multiplied by 2 lots of iron at 56, added to 3 lots of oxygen, which have a mass of 16, which gives us 320. And for the carbon, there's 3 lots of carbons with a mass of 12, which gives us 36. The total of this is 356. We then need to work out the total mass of the desired products, which in this case is iron. You can see that we've got 4 moles of iron, relative atomic mass of 56 is 224. We then simply calculate the percentage of atom economy by doing the mass of the desired products divided by the total mass of reactants multiplied by 100, which gives us 62.9213. Not forgetting that the question asked us to give our answer to 1 decimal place, 62.9%. Question 3, it says that pure iron is too soft for most uses, so therefore most iron is mixed with carbon to make an alloy called steel. The structures of iron and steel are shown below. We need to explain why steel is much harder than pure iron. Looking at pure iron, you can see that the layers can slide over one another. They're evenly distributed. In steel, the carbon atoms, the dark blue atoms that you can see there, are disrupting the rows in that regular structure. And this means that the layers can no longer slide over one another, which makes steel much harder. Iron can rust. Rusting is a type of corrosion. Explain how painting iron prevents rusting. The paint acts as a barrier, and this can prevent oxygen and water getting to the iron. We can also explain how attaching magnesium helps prevent iron rusting. This is because magnesium is more reactive than iron, and the oxygen will therefore react with the magnesium in preference to the iron. These questions are about polymers. Question number 1. The properties of polymers depend on their structure. Use your knowledge of structure and bonding to explain why thermosoftening polymers melt at a lower temperature when heated. Thermosoftening polymers do not have crosslinks or covalent bonds between the chains. These bonds are strong, holding the chains together, and therefore due to the lack of them, only a low heat is needed to overcome the weak intermolecular forces. Question 2. Explain why concrete reinforced with a metal is a composite. A composite is a mixture of materials. Reinforced concrete is made up of a mixture of materials, concrete, sand and gravel, combined with a grid of iron or steel. Ethene is used to produce polyethene. Draw the bonds to complete the displayed formula of ethene and polyethene in the equation. Ethene is an alkene. You can tell this by the ENE ending. It therefore has a double bond, and it should look like this. Polyethene has been where the ethene monomers have opened up the double carbon bond to form a single carbon bond, and the repeating monomer unit looks like this. Question 4. Polyesters are made by a different method of polymerization. The equation for the reaction to produce a polyester is represented below. Compare the polymerization reaction used to produce polyethene with the polymerization reaction used to produce a polyester. To do this, I'm going to use a table. Firstly, we could consider the production method. Polyethene is made using addition polymerization, whereas polyester is made using condensation polymerization. We can also think about the monomer. Polyethene uses just one monomer, ethene, whereas polyester uses 2 different monomers. We could be more specific and say what they are. So polyethene is obviously produced from ethene, which is an alkene, whereas polyester is produced from a carboxylic acid and an alcohol. And finally, we could think about the products. As it is addition polymerization, only one product is formed, the polyethene, and nothing else, whereas polyester, being a condensation polymerization reaction, also produces water as well as the polyester.